Okay, brother. Good morning, good afternoon to all my brothers and their lovely sisters.
Hey guys,
I
what is up? Welcome back to another podcast.
I'm in the wilderness, nature, and you are in your room. I'm feeling
Amazing room.
yes. Yep. Anyway, how was the week and weekend, whatever, since we last
So
spoke?
week was very hectic. Like every day I had something like piled up. I had exams, I had midterm. I have an assignment to submit tomorrow, which I haven't even started yet, and it's for 25% thing. So I have a lot of stuff
Yep.
planned out for this. Had a lot of stuff for this week. What about yours?
Mine again, same thing with like your similar to you. Of course, I don't have examinations in my college, but I have to get my assignments done. So I was also busy doing my assignments, and I consumed my entire day just absorbing information related to the Russia and Ukraine situation. We spoke in the previous podcast. I have a few more things to share towards the end of the podcast because there are a lot of things I have learned, which again I said in the previous podcast that the mainstream media will never tell you this. So your boy Mix has gone in depth, searched the ends of the world, made a dive in the Pacific Ocean, in the Marina Trench to find all the answers, so that my viewers can understand the reality of the situation, the gravity of the situation. Yes,
And also, if you haven't watched the previous podcast, which one? This is the ninth one to the eighth one, right?
my thing. Yeah, this is the ninth one. Yeah,
So if you haven't watched the eighth podcast, do make sure you watch it so that you know what we are talking about the Russia and Ukraine.
of course it's Russia and
Uh,
Ukraine issue.
yeah, Russia
Uh,
and Ukraine. So watch that, and this is like a part two of what we were talking. By the way, when you said consume, the first word that came was alcohol. So I was like, when did you start consuming alcohol?
honestly, speaking of alcohol, though religiously we do not drink, we're from the same background, but I always told to tell a lot of people, and I have even shared with you, like I'm a very hyperactive person. You know this, and I am a very extreme guy in certain. I mean, I can react sometimes quite extreme. So let's just say, if I used to drink, really, I don't know how would I be. Like I feel like I would be completely different. I would be a very dangerous person. I just feel like I would be a very dangerous person. I feel that.
Really?
I in my mind I feel I could be a very dangerous person. No, I mean maybe not physically. Let's not start. Maybe I can start fighting someone. Who knows? But most
Right.
probably, the most scary part would be that. What I can say in all honesty about a person, because there are times I think about certain people, I overthink a lot. So I might say a lot of things that might be very nasty.
Right. Right.
That's the thing. So and under the influence of alcohol, there's no filter. And I'm already a person without filter. I say what I say even when I'm sober. So just imagine the magnitude if I am completely lost it.
Yeah.
This uh something just crossed my mind, even though we were planning what to do before this for this episode, but something just crossed my mind on the topic of using alcohol. Have you seen some videos on YouTube, people under the influence of anesthesia when they get up after operation
Yeah.
and they say random shit,
Oh boy. Yeah. I've seen those videos.
and they blurt out some of their truths. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I get scared because coming from a conservative family, there are things that I always wish to keep it a secret from my family. Not because I just don't want to disclose it, not to make them to feel disappointed, and not keep things to myself. Only few people, that's it.
Maybe once this podcast hits 1,000 subscribers, you're gonna tell your parents that you are running this podcast.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep this. I'm keeping this a secret from my parents because the thing is, again, they will have their own influences that why you're doing this, and it's not gonna work out. So I'm like, let this continue
But
as
by the time we come on 1,000 subscribers, I don't think we'll be talking stuff that you don't want them to hear.
by that
So you
time.
have a topic to speak then.
We'll have to affect us, and nobody can stop us then by this time. Like, because they will see the success. So, ah,
Yeah.
I'll be too further ahead. Nothing can stop me. I'll be always up.
I'll be way ahead of my life. No one can stop me.
Yes, so that's the thing. Anyway, so that's the anesthesia thing. So I'm like, man, if I spray, I don't
Anesthesia, anesthesia.
anesthesia, whatever it is. Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You gave me a good thing to good line in my head. I can use this. I'll tell you after.
What?
I'll tell you after the podcast.
Okay.
You don't give your cards easily to the people. It has to
Oh,
be.
interesting.
Don't. I got another secret in my hands. Thanks to you.
Well,
Thanks to you. And the on live telecast, you just give me a good idea. I hope it works.
that's good. Before
Works.
I start with our famous "Would You Rather," I just want to give like a background of why my hair looks so weird, and many people of any time anyone comes by and asks why is his hair looking so weird. So, guys, what happened was I went to get a haircut yesterday, and what I was thinking was that get a haircut that lasts for about 3 to 4 months, like without getting next cut. So the haircut where I get over here is about $25. Okay, that's a lot. If I have converted Indian rupees, like more than 1,200 rupees, something like that, which is insane. Like I get a haircut in
Mm,
India for 100 rupees.
what about here?
In Dubai, it's like what? Oh, okay, converted. I don't know. I'll have to use my calculator for that then. Uh, I'm not sure. Just Google it probably. $25 to dirham. I'm lazy to do it right now. Anyway, so $25 for a haircut. So now what I thought was that go for like complete shave, like full shave. And then I thought of this video and podcast. I'm like, it'll be a very bad thing for social media. So I thought of going like very small from the side and then like small from the top, but like keep it reasonable. So it did turn out good, but then it doesn't look good. So I'm kind of wearing a cap. I forgot to wear a cap right now, but so what I thought is save money. So this haircut will last me like for 3 to 4 months. So I'm kind of saving a lot of money in that sense. If that makes sense, Steve.
You're becoming you. It's like you've read the book "Rich Daddy Poor Daddy" from the Chinese guy.
No, I mean think about it. So
I
you
mean,
think
no,
that
seriously,
you think
seriously,
it is
so seriously. I'm saying that's a good thing. The strategy applied is good.
yeah.
I'm just
Okay, if you put it in that way, yes.
I'm combining you with a big guy, man. You know, the person who wrote Rich Daddy Poor Daddy is a good guy, man. The man teaches about investments and how to get assets and all that stuff. Good stuff.
I actually require someone who can actually help me in making financial decisions. Like I know my parents are there, but like someone in that profession who can tell me when to invest, what's good, what's bad. Because I recently invested in one NFT and nearly lost, not so much, but nearly lost my money. So
Uh,
yeah,
Speaking of NFTs, in the UAE, Sheikh Mohammed granted gave access to one of the NFTs. NFT office is open here. The entire metaverse has been opened here. So cryptocurrency is
where
also
Sheikh Hamdan
cryptocurrency.
went to
Sheikh Hamdan
inaugurate it.
inaugurated the metaverse office, and they also made the same did the rule for cryptocurrencies and NFTs. So
Yeah,
it's
there are some
legal.
rules now. Yeah,
It's legal here. It's legal here.
yeah.
So
Uh,
welcome to the metaverse world.
yeah, everything is switching to virtual world so fast now. Everything crypto and investing is getting huge day by day, and many projects are coming in. So, anyways, that's the story of my haircut. Now, moving on to the famous "Would you rather?" So, would you rather be half your height or double your weight? This is something to really think about.
And double my weight. I'm already 90 kilograms.
Would you be half your height.
Uh,
So let's just say you're what 5'10", 5'6".
I'm 173 centimeters. That's about 5'6",
So
five
that's like five. No, it's not 5'6". It's like
five
5'7",
seven. Yeah,
5'8",
5'7".
something like that.
5'7",
Okay,
5.
so would you be half that? So that'll be like 2 point something something. Or would you be double your weight? So 90 would be what, 180.
That will be double my weight.
You'd be double your weight. Why
I'll
so?
I'll try to work out, get more muscles, try to get muscular weight up, but double my weight.
I'll go double my weight as well.
Honestly, I mean, why would I look like a midget? Sorry to be racist, but why would I be a midget?
Oh boy.
I'm blessed with a good height, man. The average height as a man. Why would I trade off my height? People 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 pray for an average height. I'm not even.
Think about it.
I'm
You're
not.
not a.
I'm not freaking 6 foot tall, dark, handsome man. Whatever. I have already have a good enough height. I will not trade my height. I'd rather get a good muscular tone and get more in freaking 180. Maybe pump up some steroids inside and get my weight up to 180. But I am not going to sacrifice my height.
Right. Let's just go with another
I won. I
question.
have. I
Okay.
won. I won. I won. I just came
Okay.
in my
Go
head.
go for it.
Would you rather have the power to undo or cut copy paste
So is that in terms of my life or
in your life? Whether you'll try to undo something in your life or cut copy paste
I would cut copy paste as in what? Like how?
anything in your life, the whole world, you can cut copy paste anything in this world.
Okay, I'd go with undo.
Why?
That way I won't have regrets of stuff that I've done that I think is wrong. So if it's something wrong, I could undo it and then not repeat it or not do it in the first place. Like suppose I abused you, which is wrong. So I would undo that, and then I know that eventually I was going to do it, so I won't abuse you. So that kind of saves me from us being a bad friend or not being friends. It could save me from not being friends.
I think your answer is very good, but I think let's make it cut copy paste for me.
Okay.
I'll cut copy paste money. Let's get rich. I
Uh,
and on your answer, I think what do you call this is the thing about life, the mystery is there. Now if you see and undo, see and undo, you beat the mysterious purpose.
no, not like everything. Suppose I've been in
Hmm.
a kind of a relationship that I would like regret it, right? Undo that, and then I don't have any regrets in that moment. So in some cases, it's amazing.
But
Not
then
saying use it every time.
I think with this I think with this with this superpower you would you will get the confidence trying everything in life, and then you can just undo if you're wrong. Okay, it kind of makes the life very easy for you. Whereas if I am doing cut copy paste, well, I'm having all the money I want. That's okay. You can cut copy paste anything you like. But at the end of the day, when
Yeah,
you're doing cut copy paste, you still have that mystery in your life, and you still master the courage to push to uncertainty. And I think that makes you feel more powerful rather than when you know that okay, you have nothing to lose, so you do maybe you won't value life as much as in a sense that if you cut copy paste, because you're still having the true essence of life, that is being completely mysterious and finding out the courage to try something new.
yeah,
So that's what I would do in the
definitely. And
first in my first answer would for me would also be undo. But after you said it and I was thinking like okay, I was comparing the options and I said okay, let's go with this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This question actually came from my favorite YouTube group. If someone had said, seen my previous episode 2, I was talking
Should
about
I
the,
just give up the name?
yeah, okay, the Sidemen. So I was watching
And
there.
I thought maybe you want the viewers to go and comment down below.
No, 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 no. I think it was they were doing this hot wing challenge. They were doing hot wings, and then one of them was asking them questions. So they
I
were
want to do
saying,
that challenge. I've never done it, but it's very fun.
your freaking stomach will get upset.
It will be upset, yeah.
Ass will start hurting.
Oh,
Why would it damage your digestive tract?
speaking of having lot going on in the summer, this week has many stuff like had many stuff uh, come in. Like the war is still going on. That's not stopped yet. Uh, Apple had an event. They released a new color, a new chip, a new Mac, and all that stuff. And then there was Women's Day, so big thing about it. Um were you connected with any of those stuff other than the war? Because I know
No, no,
you
no, no,
watched
no,
about
no,
the
no.
war.
No, yeah, I was full engrossed with this issue because for me, honestly, I didn't care about these small petty things or the gadgets and everything. I was so into this politics, this geopolitics, and what was happening that I was pretty engrossed. And even today at 4:30 in the morning, I was looking at an independent journalist article. I'm I was literally looking at about 3 to 4 independent journalists. So not Sky News, not BBC, nothing. I said throw away this shit. I said legit. We'll look at some independent journalists and really see the scenario because what happens is even when I know already that even in our media, Indian media, you can see the propaganda.
It's
There,
not God, man. You
yeah.
know that in that Hindi phrase, subject side,
Yeah, but
the same
the
thing.
only difference with the what I've noticed is in BBC or CNN in the American media is that even though they're doing the propaganda, it's not obvious. This is still calm and composed, and they make it feel like a news. Here you go to Times Now that Arnab Goswami, you see his freaking face.
Oh, that guy's an
Galas.
idiot. He was the
But
last to open his news channel in it.
his like his debaters, he already has set the narrative already that to pro BJP, and if anybody goes against it, he's going to interject. He's not going to let the person finish anything. That's how it news is done, and that's how freedom of speech is. I mean, come on, man. If you want to have a headache and not go to work, if you want to have a headache and next day if you don't want to go to work, just watch for 10 to 15 minutes of Arnab Goswami. I think honestly, if these people who commit heinous crimes against anything, if if they don't want to give them execution, like some minors are there, you don't want to give them execution. See that, just put them in jail, put them with Arnab Goswami for like an hour, get traumatized. All,
Our our friend KFC Kentucky,
yeah,
he was very fond of Adab Goswami, if you remember.
I
I don't
did
know if
not.
you were.
I never noticed. I never noticed. I didn't know.
Actually, he used to mention stuff and he used to roast us, bringing his name in and all that stuff. In I think 11th or 10th or 11th, something like that. But that back then he was kind of obsessed with this guy. Not really, but yeah.
Because it's a cartoon, and as we are young, we want to just make fun of this cartoon, the biggest cartoon on the planet. Yep.
So let's move on to the Russia versus Ukraine because
Yep.
what
Yep.
extra we have to do.
Yep. So anyway, so in the previous episodes, I've already said about the Cuban Missile Crisis, how the Cuba had a Soviet missile, and what was the main reason for the invasion. Because NATO said that we will not extend 1 inch to the Eastern European countries. I've shown the map. I've shown you the geographical map to prove that why that it is. It's a justification there. Okay, then when I finished this recording this video, the very next day, I come up to a video which explains a much greater detail about the war and what the scenario is. Again, it talks about the geopolitical thing, that is this NATO expansion, and a lot of things they talk in detail. I will put the link inside the description. And this video also suggests that they are neo-Nazis, because Putin has said that we have to get rid of neo-Nazis in Ukraine. Now people will say, "Oh, Zelensky is a Jewish person. How can you have neo-Nazis?" Man, their
Yeah.
neo-Nazis are there, and they're 100% there. And the proof is, 2014. What happened was, the Ukrainian government was a bit pro-Russia, was very friendly with the Russian government. The NATO wanted to expand. So this guy wasn't. He knew that the risk. This president knew the risk in 2013. So just like Libya, like Syria, you know how the US does. They organize a coup. They fund them with money. They train them, and then they overthrow the government. And then they put a
Yeah.
puppet government. Unfortunately, this time they trained a bunch of neo far right nationalists, neo Nazis. They trained them. The US military trained them. The British military trained them. Gave them freaking weapons. This is full proof. Proof.
Yeah.
If you go to all these independent journalists, will give you all the proofs you require. So everything is there. Just you just need to use your mind and literally see. So these guys, apparently, for the last 8 years, between 2014 to 2022, they were killing ethnic Russians in Ukraine for 8 years.
Yeah.
They were killing them, bombarding and massacring them. There was some separatist party which, according to BBC, say that they're terrorists who have been funded by Russia. But it's the same thing they say, using the same propaganda in Palestine, when Hamas, who is terrorist funded, who fights back with the Israelis. But these are the ones who are freedom, actually true freedom fighters, when Israel is bombing every single day. So it's the same concept here. Only difference is that they are Russians, and these separatist people are fighting. They're just trying to have. They just want to have an autonomy. They just necessarily they don't want to be part of Russia, but they want to have an autonomy. Just like we had Kashmir in India, they had an autonomy. What they want is just a separate autonomy. So you can look into, in 2014, 2015, the Russians and the Ukrainians came to an agreement of Minsk Agreement 1, and that got broken. So then they did Minsk Agreement 2. Minsk is a place in Belarus. So these guys
Yeah.
meant in Belarus, but they failed to keep the agreement. What Putin was suggesting is give them autonomy. These Russians give them autonomy, and
Yeah.
don't and we'll do ceasefire. We won't fire on each other. There was a small military war between in 2014 when they took Crimea. They had a small war. So in that mixed agreement, they tried to cease fire, and they said they give Donbass region the autonomy.
Yeah.
But Zelensky is a puppet of the West, and these neo Nazis, their name is Azov Baltin. I think on Instagram, I've sent you a picture of the neo Nazis Twitter account and how racist they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot to send you a picture of Azov Baltin's logo that Amazon is also selling for some time, but they removed it from Twitter. But some people have no, sorry, they removed it from Amazon, but some people have taken screenshots of those T-shirts. It's funny how Amazon is promoting these these racists, because apparently they are part. The worst part is these, as of Baltin, these far right neo Nazis are part of the Ukrainian army. They're not separate anymore. They're part of it. So they wear Ukrainian uniforms, army uniforms, and they have badges. They have the Ukrainian flag badge, and then they have these neo-Nazi symbols. Come
Yeah.
on, man. So that's the problem now, that they're embedded inside. And they said that do not, you should break the Minsk agreement and let us, so that we can, go into that territory and just massacre these Russians. And they even killed lots of Muslims and a lot of other ethnic backgrounds that live in Ukraine. So they were like, yeah, they were. So that's the thing. So these are bad guys, like legit bad guys. Anyways, these things guys, people have to research. All this led to the fact that they have finally, because remember when Russia entered into the Ukraine this time.
Yeah.
They had taken those two regions, the Donbass region. Why? Because of this shit. For the last 8 years of massacring the Russians, so they separated it. So the Russians are guarding that now. Anyway, so that's that. So we have the Minsk agreement. You have the these as of Balkan, and I'll send you the pictures of what the U and acha, theek hai, this is, and if people still don't believe that they are not they are no racists, the picture that I send you on Instagram, that is the National Guard's Twitter account. The National Guard's Twitter account of Ukraine, which the neo
Okay.
Nazis are like the army's Twitter account where these neo Nazis are embedded. They were literally taking bullets, putting in pig fat, and Muslims don't take pigs, eat pigs. So they said they want to shoot Muslims with those this. They don't want to be either racist. Apparently, Twitter had some security guidelines and all these privacy guidelines that thing was got removed. How I got to know is from other independent journalists. I'm going to put all my resources under the description. So that's that. And you also know there is some news circulating that a lot of black people, like in the sense that we had a lot of Indian students, a lot of Pakistani students, but the refugee crisis, what they're just doing is they're sending all the white people and they're trying to say keeping the black people and the brown people inside. They're saying blacks cannot leave the country. There is a lot of racism going in the Ukraine. Who can leave? Who cannot leave? Also, so see who is being bad now. You have all the proofs with you, and mainstream media will never show you this. And it's so funny that right now immediately the International Court of Justice is criminal court, International Criminal Court, sorry, ICC. They are ready to investigate. The worst part is the worst part is you when US did so many crimes, nobody bat an eye. No charges, nothing, no sanctions, no International Court of Justice, nothing, blah 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 blah. But now Russia did it, and Russia had more valid reasons. But you know what's going to happen? Since the accusers are the ones who instigated Russians, because who are the accusers? The Europeans, US, and all these people. I'm pretty sure they're going to do whatever it takes to legally put garbage on, tarnish Russia. They're economically trying to tarnish Russia. They're going to do everything in their power to do this dirty to Russia.
Hmm.
There's so much disinformation also about the. I don't want to go in detail. I've given enough evidences or enough things to say. After this is for the viewers who risk themselves into going into more detail. There is they've been discovered biolabs in Ukraine, funded
Yeah.
by this by the USA. And I saw an interview of a woman. She's looking beautiful, I must say, but she actually uh, made her life purpose of studying these bio labs. And it's
Yeah.
funny that the Pentagon funds them. It's interesting that the Pentagon funds them, and they are strategically located near China, Iran, Russia.
Yeah.
Why? And they do some they and the worst part is uh, on Fox News. Do you know this ex Democrat person called Tulsi Gabbard? She also said that
Hmm.
now the US is trying to hide this truth after when the Russia said that they're hiding it, literally taking out documents from the Pentagon and trying to hide it. But apparently somehow they had to leak the information from the Senate, one some person.
Yeah.
And Tulsi Gabbard also said that look, the reality is that the biolabs are there, and if the war destroys one of those labs, any kind of pathogen comes out, we might have a second pandemic also possibly. That's the gravity of the issue, because we already had this coronavirus is also from a biolab, and essentially what this lady has researched, some of her work is so hard to post on the net. She's not all of her resources, some are not from the cannot be found on the net. Okay, it's very hard, but she went in detail, in detail. So she has a article also. I might even link the that also about the biolabs also. She has gone in detail about what these biolabs are and how many people die because of these biolabs, and how the US government is trying to cover up what kind of evil experiments are going on, because this is serious. This is not a joke.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, man. The mainstream media will never talk about this. So the 2 3 this entire week I was like a mad guy behind information.
Mm.
My mom was like, oh,
Crazily looking at information. Searching.
my mom was like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, this is a good topic. So that's that. With the thing is, something interests me, then I go all in. Then there's to the point of no return. That's the thing. Yeah. I,
Yeah. That was Yeah, that's kind of quite interesting to know about the two sides of the country and what people are supporting is not really right, or what the two countries are doing, what's happening inside, what's not being covered. That's really interesting to know.
see, the thing about this is, uh, look, every country works in their interest. So again, Russia is not like something to be praised of this, but in this situation, it's not right. It's not wrong. In this situation, it's not wrong. It's the
Yeah,
right thing. It's and they are portrayed too bad when they're not that bad. And some
yeah,
this country, the US, who portrays that they are the best thing in the world. If you go back into the real into US history itself, the whole thing, the whole country is built on bloody history, civil
yeah,
war. The people will say this is conspiracy theory, but if you look at George W. Bush, not George Washington, the first president of America, he was a
yeah,
Freemason. He was a Freemason, a 32-degree Freemason. So, the whole value system is based on evil, on evil. Of course, I'm not talking about the US public. The governmental system is based on this, and then the UN and all this is in control of the US. So basically, all these invasions they have done is everything is in their control, so it's easy.
yeah,
And the bottom line is they just cannot handle another superpower, because Russia is number two in the world in terms of military and everything, and they've already bounced back. Now they pose a threat to them, and you can see the Russia that the world, like the US was dropping its its influence, and the NATO is basically an influence, like how the Britishers used to colonize the countries and had their influence a lot more physical. Here it is more like puppet governments and trying to have their own influence. They control the government rather than military and completely occupying it. They are just occupying the countries with their own puppet governments and putting them into the NATO alliance. That's how uh, they impose their will. So instead of being colonies, you're being subordinate governments acting on the basis of the US policies. And then
mm,
there's another thing that there's something, even the president of the United States is also a puppet of something more much larger. There are secret societies that really control the world. So that's the thing. So it's their will that's been implemented on this planet. So that's that.
right.
So these things, I mean, the viewers, I'm just giving you basic clues and things to research about. You guys can just go deeper, 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 and see for yourselves, and then be the judge at the end of the day. Because my job is just to share the truth. At the end of the day, the person has to accept it. If you accept it or reject it, everybody is entitled to their opinions, to their minds, how they comprehend things.
Yeah.
But that's my take on it. Anyway, what do you want to share in the end?
Uh, well, I think I've shared everything today. I did go brief on the Apple event, but it's not that fun. Because there was some stuff that I was waiting for, but it didn't come in the event. So yeah, I was really looking forward to it, but it didn't come in, so I can't share it.
Whenever you say Apple, I go back into Dubai Mall nostalgia.
Oh God, this guy.
Yeah, my
uh,
God. Anyway, I think this podcast was fruitful, was good. I mean, imagine we had a particular blueprint for this podcast. We were thinking this way we will talk, but then apparently it went completely in a complete different direction. It covered a lot of
no, no,
topic.
no.
Anyway,
It went.
it went, but then we really put in a lot of things inside.
Yeah,
Uh,
put
but
in a lot of things. It bounced off of it, but it was fun.
yeah, it was really good. So I'm proud of it. Anyway, so please, guys, likes, share, and subscribe. And yes,
And we'll see you guys in the next podcast
yeah, next
with something
podcast.
really fun.
Yes, and the next topic or the next podcast with great topics will be Caderjet. He's responsible.
What? Oh, okay.
You're responsible for the next topics.
Oh boy, pressure, pressure, pressure.
Yeah, pressure is on. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
Good night.